Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be solving grading students. Let's get to it. So Hackerland University has the following grading policy. Every student receives a grade in the inclusive range of from 0 to 100. Any grade less than 40 is a failing grade. Okay. Sam is a professor at the university and likes to round each student's grade according to these rules. If the difference between the grade and the next multiple of 5 is less than 3, if the difference between the grade and the next multiple of 5 is less than 3, round the grade up to the next multiple of 5. Okay. If the value of a grade is less than 38, no rounding occurs. As a result, will still be a failing grade. Okay. So for example, 60. Let's say a grade is 50. 65? No, 62. And the next multiple, which is 65. So the difference is, it's 3, so it's not there, so it has to be maybe 64. So then, okay, so if it's 64, or if it's 63, round it up to the next multiple of 5, so it's going to be a 65. Okay. So you do not round this one, yep, this one, yep, round this one up. Why? Because excuse me, the next multiple is 60 and the difference is higher than 3. Given the initial values of grade for each of Sam's and students, write code to automate the rounding process. So complete the function grading students in the editor below. Grading students has the following parameters: int, grades, array, n elements, grades before rounding, and return the grades after rounding as appropriate. The first line contains a single integer n, the number of students. Yep. Each line I of n subsequent lines contain a single integer. Yep. So the constraints are that there will be a minimum of 1 student up to a maximum of 60, and grades are between 0 and 100 inclusive. Okay. Oh wow, there's more. What is this? 3, yep, 75, 67, it's still 67 because the next multiple is 70, 38. Wait, what's the cutoff? If it's less than 38, okay. So next multiple is 40, so round it up to 40. Okay. We round it to 40. Yep, okay, I understand. So before we start coding, so firstly, what would we like to do? Well, we're given an array, right? So we have an array here of grades n. Let's call it that. Now, what we can do is change each value in the array. So what we can do is look inside each array value, each array element, each grades I. Yep, we look inside each element, right? And then what can we do? We can do an if, right? If grade is greater than 38, we continue, right? Otherwise, we'll get out here. Otherwise, break. Right now here. Actually, no. We'll put this break again. So now what? Now if we need to find the next multiple, we need to find the next a multiple of 5. So let's say what can we do? We can do find next multiple of 5. Let's call this a function, right? And if multiple is less than 3, we round up to multiple. We round up to that multiple. Right. And then at the end, we simply just replace element, and then here return grades at position n. Alright, seems pretty straightforward, but here we need to complete this function. So find next multiple function. Firstly, what we're going to do is maybe do 38, or whatever the grade at position I is. Divide this by, or mod this by 5. And this will give us the remainder. So what we can do is let current multiple, I guess, equal grades at position I, right? And then what we can do is have a loop. So find next multiple. So while multiple, I guess, is mod 5 is not equal to 0, we'll do current multiple plus 1. And then we will get to the next multiple. Right? If... What was it? It's the difference. If... grade... Factors to if multiple minus grade is less than 3, here we want to do grade at position I is equal to the multiple. Okay, seems rather straightforward. I think we can start coding it now. However, let's look for outliers. So, if we're given a 0, it's already less than 38, so we don't need to worry about that. What about 38? Well, if it's 38, it should go to 40 anyway, as you can see here, so that's fine. The only other edge case I can see is 100. If it's 100, it will, or sorry, if it's 100, if it's 100 and, oh, actually that will never occur because you'll never get a grade that's 103, for example, so you won't be able to round it up to 105, so we don't need to worry about that edge case. Is there anything else? I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's any edge case that we have to worry about here, so let's get to it. Let's start implementing the solution. So, where are we? Here. So, the first step is to look inside each grades. Right, so the way we're going to want to do that is by using a for loop. So, for let I equal 0 while I is less than grades dot length I plus plus. Now let's console log out for now grades at position I, just to make sure that we are getting something here. What did I do? What? Cannot read property of join. What? Did I accidentally delete something here? Return grades. Let's try this. See if we can just get it compiling. Okay, yeah. So for let I equal 0 while I is less than grades dot length I plus plus console dot log grades at position I. So our debug is, yep, so those are the grades. So what's the next step? So if grade at position I is less than 38, I think it is, yep. Oh sorry, greater than 38. console.log pass. So let's see how many we have greater than 38 here. What? Grade is not defined. Oh, grades. So we only get 2 passes for some reason. This one should pass. This one should pass. This one should pass. This one shouldn't. I think I'm missing an element here because the length is, let's say the length is 3, 0, 1, 2. Yeah, so I need another one. No. 73. Oh, it should be 30, should it be equal to 38? Oh, less than 30, okay, yeah. So, if a grade is less than or equal to, that's why. Yep. So now I should get 1, 2, 3, and then this one fails. Yep, that's correct. Sweet. So the problem was here. So now we fix it. So find the next multiple of 5. So find multiple. Yep. If multiple, let's that multiple equal this. Now if multiple it's not multiple less than 3. If a multiple oh wait, no, hold on. This is multiple difference, I think. Multiple difference of 5. Because this one is returns find next multiple of 5. Hold on. Right, so let the current multiple equal to the grades. Maybe I don't need this function, maybe I can just replace it up here. So the way we find the next multiple of 5 is by doing that. I'm already doing it here. So I think I can do this. Let me just replace all this up here. So what we want to do is find the current multiple. So let's call this find current multiple. Right, and if the multiple mod 5 is not equal to 0, then keep adding 1 until we get the current, until we get the next, until we find a multiple that is mod 0. so it's perfectly divisible by 5. And then if that multiple minus the grade, okay, yeah, I get it. So the next step is to find the current multiple. So current multiple is equal to grades at position I. And then let's call it current mul. Or C mul, I guess. C mul. And then we want our loop. So for our while loop, while C mul mod 5 is not equal to 0, C mul plus equals 1. So we're incrementing it here. So let's try this. Console.log C mul. And then we'll print it out each time we get C mul, C mul. So it should start at the first one and then keep adding 1 until we get keep getting 5. So the first one is 73. So 73, 74, 75. Right. So perfect so far. Right. So the next step is so we've done that one. If multiple minus grade is it greater than 3 or less than 3? I don't know. I think I got it backwards. No, yeah, that's right. Is less than 3. If C mul minus C mul what? C mul minus grades at position I is less than 3. Grades at position I is equal to C mul. And then we're returning the grade skill. So this should all be correct, but before we try it out, let's do a console log at the end. Well, actually, no, but we'll see it anyway, so fine. Right, so it passes, so we can see 75, 67, 40, 33. Perfect. So I'm not sure if there's any weird edge cases that we have to deal with. So let's just see if everything passes. Because we looked at the edge cases earlier, and we determined that we shouldn't be getting weird grades at the start. Oh, sorry, weird grades like 103, for example. And 0 doesn't really matter because it's less than 38 anyway. Yeah. So everything passed, yeah. So we came up with a procedure for solving this. Yes, the procedure was a little bit, there was a little bit of a mistake here. And then we didn't have our function in the right spot. We actually repeated some of the stuff, so it just moved it up and replaced it. But overall, we had the right idea, and I think in time we'll improve in this process. So thank you all for tuning in. Hope you learned something. I know I did. And stay tuned for the next video.